Alright guys, welcome back to Gilded Gaming and Tactics Ogre Reborn.
Tactics Ogre.
When we last left off, we were coming up on the end of Law Chapter 2. Let's do it.
I cannot steal.
It's interesting how we're not responsible for anything that happens to Granway in the Chaos version of Chapter 2.
What? That's absurd.
Our riders send word that the battle is already joined.
What news of the city? Has it fallen?
No, Your Grace. The Zenobian knights have managed to hold her walls. But they cannot long last against the Buckram siege. They've requested immediate reinforcement.
Very well. Summon Leonard.
Begging Your Grace's pardon, Sir Leonard rode for Amorica at daybreak.
Yes, of course. Bring quill and parchment. Leonard must know of this. And ready the fastest courser in Caritani.
At once, Your Grace.
What is Lodis scheming, eh?
Like Leonard didn't turn on
Balberto's
Granway in this timeline.
Is turned to ash. Confound them all!
Interesting. Okay. They really like you using archers in this timeline. Maybe let's try and get you to use RCL. Okay. We can use her. Level 19. Let's level her up a little bit. No? Oh, because of level sync. Oh, everybody's level 19. Never mind. Duh. Well, 19 is good. Fair enough. Even the Balder helmet +1 is no longer synced. That's good to go. But Nomad and Brigantine still outside the bounds, huh? Double shot versus tremendous shot. I don't know. Let's keep going.
Here he is, sure as the wind. I half worried
Who's
the
that
Markham
with
had
the
got the
Zapan
best
there?
of him.
So this boy is the hero butcher of Balmamusa, is
Spellbinder.
Zapan, you coward! What have you done with my sister?
You know what's to be done, then?
Aye, well enough. I don't give a fig for no bounty, long as his head rolls. I had old friends at Balmamusa. They'll rest better with him beneath the earth.
Pardon the parley, Denham. Had a few matters needed tending. Your sister's safe and sound within the castle. But you're not believing with her, except in by force.
By force, then.
Hmm. So I know that at the end of chapter 2 here, when we go into the neutral route, it's gonna seriously tank ourselves loyalty to us. So we need to make sure she recovers it. But I'm not sure the methods for raising loyalty. Like what I need to do. I don't want her leaving the party. Speaking of this person, though, oh, I didn't mean to click on him. To do this. Jump 1, 2, huh? Oof. A sorceress. That's the target, huh? Her hands upon. Not very many dual target battles. Oh well, we wasted a turn. This one. You can just fix it. Not that it matters. It's Archer. Is that rude to archers? Palm the berserk right off the bat. I can get 4 people if I move over to the right one. If I go right 2 and up 1, I can get a bunch of people. That's where Denim's standing though. I don't think you can move that far anyways, but I could go here. Yeah. I'll take that. They got what, 2 clerics? You can drop a meteor strike on the 2 bosses. And the cleric. It's not horrible. Or you're putting clerics to sleep. No more healing. Let's have an attack buff. Oh, I was hoping for a free breach there. Fearful impact. He's preparing for later. All right. All right. Tornado there. There. Didn't alto. Can go hit their Terranite, I guess. Oh, you got a fearful impact? Well, guess what I got? It's a fearful impact. Plus breach. Plus breach. Alright. You can't easily move to her. I should just go for her. And then maybe move up this way. Okay. Ozma can almost take that guy out. If Breeze will take that guy out. I think we do that and then just stand here for a second. I need to heal him, huh? Go ahead and steal a caster. I think we just take this guy out. Nice. Not dropping an AoE there. Undo that heal they just did. And Grab an auto trigger. Only hits 3 people now. This will kill 2 people. Sounds good to me. Yep, poison got her. Ravenous can go ahead and heal you. I think. This is also one of our objectives, right? Yep. That should be all 3 objectives complete because we have ourselves right in there for the archer. Oh, and that saved his life. She's on our team now. We could go after her. We can start picking people off. You can pick off this mage. Just wait. We could tornado and kill that cleric. The other cleric's still asleep. Does it matter if we kill her first or the pawn first? Not that I know of. Her first it is.
I didn't know. I was too quick to judge. The spirits have told me everything. Forgive me, Denim. The wheel finally comes around. With luck, I'll find my sons waiting.
Look in the Warren report later to see who that was.
What lot of good she was, that mealy old hag.
Other than a mealy old hag. Oh, he just leaves. Interesting. On lives to fight another day.
If Zapan thinks I'll abandon my sister, he's solely
Where's he
mistaken.
going inside? I didn't realize that would end the fight. On medicine 2. Marcel got a level there. She's only 26, but right now level 19 is sort of our sync level, so it's something to keep in mind that we could level the lower level people, I guess, huh? Win without any incapacitations. Only one person. So this is the solo fight again. This time not versus Leonar? Or no, they said Leonar was going here, right? So it's still gonna be versus Leonar? But we haven't killed Duke Ronway this time. Interesting. We don't want that. We want breach. Also interesting that, like, we're level 40, I guess. No, we're not level 40. What level are we actually? I forget. But, like, 40 is, like, the max for skills right now. It seems like. Not sure what to expect in this fight. I do know that after this fight, we're going to have our choice to go whether we go chaos or neutral. I'm just looking at my options. And if the spell could strip off the buffs that I'm sure the boss is going to start with, right? How awesome would that be? Alright, well, let's just go with this. Oh, is it versus a pawn?
Zapan! Vice! What are you doing?
You can't!
Are we gonna kill Vice?
Fool.
Why is Vice crazy in Chaos Level Chapter 2? Like they got the hair and everything.
You're next, Denim.
What have you done with Koshua?
Denim!
Unhand my sister!
Oh, I will. But first, you and I have a score to settle.
There must be some other way. Hear me out!
Talk, talk, talk. Let our steel speak instead.
Vice, it doesn't have to end like this.
Ever since we were boys, you could do no wrong. They lavished praise on you while I looked on, forgotten. Is it because of our fathers, do you think? The son of a respected Abuna and the son of a loutish drunkard. It was a relief when he died, but nothing changed. Why did they hate me? What flaw have I that you have not?
This is a fantasy. You're my friend.
Okay, that's nice. Luna Swiftness would be nice too. We breach him and grab the buff. He actually doesn't have buffs.
What became of our
Much easier than the fight with Leonar.
Did I hide my hatred so well? I was never your friend. Oh, how I envied you.
Completely
Your
different
father,
Vice in this
Abuna,
playthrough.
Your sister, all beauty and grace.
Koshua thinks of you as a second brother.
If you could only hear yourself. You've always been the one she cares for. Not even your father was good enough for her. You're the only one she trusts. The only one she loves.
And dead. Almost. Leonar.
Enough of this! Stay your blades!
But he's as good as dead.
What?
Easy, Vice! Our circumstance has changed.
But it was you who ordered his death.
Stop talking and listen. You'll want to hear this too, Denim. Rhyme has fallen. The Buckram will soon be here.
But Sir Lancelot...
Dead. Fled. I know not. But we no longer have the luxury of fighting amongst ourselves. Denim, you must join the Duke. What's done is done. Our true foe stands before us.
Have you gone mad? He's a traitor!
It was our chance to come back to Ronway.
Enough,
That's the neutral route.
Vice. Did you hear nothing I said? I know why it is you fight, Denim. You dream of a world free of war and hatred. A worthy dream, and reasonable. But reason alone cannot move men to act. Is that how you want this to end? Will you let your father go unavenged? Join us. If not for yourself, then for the Wallister.
All right, so if I go along with him, that's neutral. If I disagree, that's chaos. We're going to do neutral first, which is... Here we go.
The Bakram are our true enemy. We must work together if we are to stop them.
Good. You see the truth of it. I expected no less of our young hero.
You've both gone mad! I'll take no part in this!
Chaos we're going to do last, Insane Cloud John. Welcome back to the stream, bud.
Let him go. We must away to the Duke.
Vice! Damn him!
All right. Vice got away. Dang near killed him there. You know, I fell asleep after dinner and just woke up myself. Same. All right, welcome to the neutral route. The necromancer dude?
Am I so naive? Do I know so little of the world?
All right.
Four weeks had passed since the fall of the Archaeopolis of Rhine.
It did look like Nibeth, didn't it?
Swift on the heels of their victory, the Bakram continued their southward march. Their advance proceeded until they met an unyielding line of fierce Wallister and Galgastani resistance. This left the Gorborza plain locked in a bitter stalemate, with neither side able to score the decisive blow needed to gain the upper hand. Abuna Brunton, leader of the Bakram armies, needed a quick solution. Their forces stood equally matched. Should Duke Ronway succeed in bringing the whole of the Gargastani army to his side, the scales
To the
would
Palace of
tilt
the Dead?
sharply in the Duke's favor. The Abuna beseeched the Dark Knights for aid, yet they showed no signs of stirring from Fidok Castle. Unsure as he was of his own forces, Duke Ronway took little consolation.
Been saving
in
that for last.
restraint. In private, he had begun to wonder whether the pact they had struck still held. Now, both sides waited for the stone that would tip the balance in their favor.
There will be sacrifices. Oh boy. Uh-oh.
What am I to do with you barbers, huh? One cannot deny your insubordination. To act without leave of the High Champion is strictly forbidden, whatever the circumstance. Time and again you were ordered to return, and each time you've ignored your orders. Only now do you deign to grace these halls. I am galled.
Galling, yes. The obstinate lout. Go on. Beg forgiveness.
You talk too much, Martin, and I have an ill temper.
What was I to do? Deny the Regent? Impossible.
We do not answer to Branton. Speak true. You learned that the Zenobian Knights were in Rime and sought to do battle. Is it not so?
Enough, Balsaphon. What's done is done.
Welcome back, Lord.
4 levels higher than you. Holy crap.
Ah, I see Ozma and Oz accompany you.
What word of the Wallister?
They rally their troops on Golborza, yet they do not make to march.
I should think not. The Duke has but a tenuous grasp on Galgastan. Dispatch an envoy. Explain our position to the Duke, and renew our vow to remain unaligned.
And the Bakram? I cannot imagine the Regent sits idle.
Brandon will be made Hierophant, his age-old wish fulfilled. If that does not content him, nothing will. Controlling the Isles is not our mandate, nor can we afford the Zenobians to perceive elsewise. If we are to avoid giving them cause to intervene in Valeria, we must shun the sword in favor of the olive branch. So long as we are the advocates of peace, they dare not act. Is that clear, Barbas?
Aye.
There's a lot of new units
sending
that
you to
we didn't
hide.
get in the law route that we can recruit in
But
Chapter 3.
time is leagues from the front.
Steady, Barbas. I do not intend for you to serve as a castellan for the Regent, if that is your fear. Abuna Prancet was being held in Heim Castle. Unfortunately, a band of rebels saw fit to free him.
What?
The work of the Liberation Front, no doubt. Regardless, I would prefer our true task remain secret. Manaflora's whereabouts elude us. And now, the Abuna, the only man who might know, has gone missing as well. Barbas, I task you with a mission of utmost import. Recapture Abuna Prancet, whatever the cost.
Yes, Lord Commander.
The two of you are to deal with the Liberation Front. Too long have we suffered them to move unchecked.
On the honor of House Glacius, my brother and I will see it so.
Common rabble. There'll be little trouble.
And Doris's search for Manaflora is to continue. You and Martin are to proceed with our negotiations with the Duke.
As my lord wishes, so shall it be.
What part of the Galgastani have joined our cause?
Half their men, perhaps a little more. Another third have deserted.
Then the rest are loyalists who will cleave to Balbatos until the bitter end.
Few as they are, they were the backbone of his army, the best of the best. Their support in the crofts and villages runs deep. They'll not fall easily.
Who better to see that they do? Spare not a moment.
It shall be done.
The Bakram show no signs of moving further south. There's solace in that. Perhaps some faint breath remains in our pact with the Dark Knights. Let us send another envoy and remove all doubt. And you, my hero of Goliath, are to hunt down Vice Bozek, who fled behind the enemy's lines scarce a month past.
Must we avenge ourselves upon him?
You do not understand the creature you hunt. Indeed, he must seem a strange species to you. You and I share common conviction, however different our methods and means. Else why would you have returned to my halls? Vice is different. He fights not for convictions or ideals, but out of some base bloodlust. Unguided by higher philosophy, he acts without thought. Judged by your measure, he is useless, and how that must enrage him. Now he thrusts this rage at you, his one-time friend, a hero to all the world. I had held out hope that Vice might return this past month, but too much time has passed. Were we to wait any longer, we risk him becoming a grave threat to our resistance.
But to put a price on his head, is that not going too far?
It pains me, truly. But it is the needful course, Kashua.
Will you say nothing in his defense, Denon?
Do not look for Vice to return. Not while I'm still here.
As ever, My words fall on deaf ears. Fine. Do as you like.
Koshua!
Let her go, Denim.
Then we are agreed? Yeah, I'd nearly forgotten. Sir Mirden has returned.
He has? Were there any others?
He and Warren. That's all. Warren suffered a grievous wound. No doubt a visit from you would do much to cheer him.
The men stand ready, Sir Leona.
I will join them with all haste. Denim, let's away. I know this sits ill with you, but it is our duty.
Okay. Vanquish the enemy leader. Only 4 people, huh? Who's fighting here? Hey, what job do I find most effective as Denim? I've had Denim as a rune fencer most of the game. It's been pretty good. But, I mean, honestly, I'm sure he'd do good with most anything. I like having access to a couple spells and still being good physically, so I've just left him on Rune Fencer. I think Ninja is probably decent. Yeah, the double attack would be nice. Alright, so interesting. We have 3 guests here. That's why. If we have 6 guests here. A lot of new characters. Okay. So we're just taking on a couple. This is gonna be easy. This is gonna be an easy fight. Did I get his class specific job? You're talking about the Lord class? No, I got the Princess class on the my sister is a princess on the law playthrough. I'll probably get. I'm gonna get Lord eventually. I haven't bothered with it yet. Like once I finish neutral and chaos and I'm back to being high level at the end of the game, I'll probably go get Lord. How do you get Lord versus Princess? You get Princess if your sister lives. If you get your sister to die, you get Lord. There's a point in the game where you get to talk to your sister at the end of chapter 3. And I believe it's at the very end of chapter 3. You're going to talk to your sister. If you choose the correct options, she will rejoin you and become a princess. If you choose the wrong options, I believe she commits suicide and you become a lord. Let's do. We don't care about which one we have. Let's which is more OP? Lord. Lord can basically use a ton of really powerful abilities from other classes, like Ninja's double attack and stuff.
And where is he? Your answer.
You may take
Lord can use, I think, pretty much any weapon. Lord is like the catch-all, do-everything class that can kind of combine all your other jobs that you've done.
Would you do any different?
I haven't actually seen what Lord looks like in this version of the game, so I'm not entirely knowledgeable about that. In the PSP version, you could basically combine most of the good skills from all of your classes into Lord.
To your honor, we will not bind you and will furthermore arm you as befits your former station. If you truly desire freedom, fight for it.
I think Lord probably gets a worse ending though. But I don't know. I'll find out when I get there. Here's 2 objectives done.
Clansmen of Galgastan, tell our wives and children of how we died here today, of our last service to our
Princess is kind of like a Mage Knight hybrid.
and tell them to avenge us.
So Princess is pretty good too.
Words in the wind, soldier. Our ears are deaf to your cries.
It's like she's a cleric,
We
but
know
she's
you
also
who
got
pledge fealty
some
to Balthos
spells,
are
plus
the true
she's a little
blight upon this
tankier.
land.
Yeah, you have to turn to a knight to get phalanx, yeah. I think you have to have earned this, like for Lord, I think you have to have earned the skill already in the other class to get it. But because you don't have to level up the classes separately like you do in the PSP, you probably just need to switch to it and then switch back. Yeah, so Denham's Lord class is capable of using all support skills, all magic, and a number of otherwise restricted skills like Mighty Impact, Tremendous Shot, Phalanx, Draconic Magic. So he can pretty much do all of them. Once you beat the game, it does not just reset. You are at the end of the game with everything open up. And you can go do Palace of the Dead or any of the other side quests and stuff. But you can also use the World Tarot to jump back to other points in the timeline that you've already visited, and then choose other options to branch into other stories. And the different timelines, like Law, Chaos, Neutral, are very different. Like, I'm in Chapter 3 now and working for Duke Ronway instead of having killed him. So... Vice went crazy. It's stuff has changed. All right. Let's. And you keep all of your classes and your items and everything. You get level synced. If you're doing a level for the first time, you'll get level synced down and your gear will get synced down to the right power level. But you still have all of your abilities and you still have all of your gear. I don't think we have much to worry about in this fight. In some of the fights coming up, we have a lot of people we can recruit. Alright, Hector's the actual target. Let's just go kill him. Yeah, I'm sure you can't sleep because it's target. All right, put that cleric to sleep. You can Berserk Leonard? Nope. All right. That's all the bonus objectives, I think. And if you want to see any of my law playthrough, like the entire playthroughs on YouTube, you can check it out there if you have any questions about something I haven't answered. Oh, they're trying to make it really easy for Ozma to kill that guy, huh? But Ozma's not going to get to. Finish him.
Glory to Galgastan.
Your leader's sword lies silent. Will you fight on? Then justice has been served. Those surviving will join our ranks from this day forth. We will show them that Wallister do not scorn those who embrace our cause.
Nice. The hero return. All right, let's check out our Warren report for chapter Re-Neutral. Prime Ablaze, Duke's Umbrage, Reconciliation, Lothlorien Deception, and the Hunt for Vice. Okay, we've seen all of those. All right, Courtenay annexed. Duke Romway of the Wallister Resistance has met with Galgastani leaders to negotiate the dissolution of the army and the formal handover of Courtenay. This signals the end of the Kingdom of Galgastan established by Hierophant Balbatos. Galgastani joined the resistance. Former Galgastani soldiers are flocking to the Wallister Resistance. Many of them long to end the war that has stretched on for more than 2 years, and they are eager to prove their mettle against the Bakram armies. Rime refugees return. A large number of refugees fled Rime for neighboring regions when the Bakram invaded. Those who had taken up in Fidok have started to make their way home. The Bakram claim the restoral of public order in Rime is thanks to this, but refugees state their poor treatment at the hands of the people of Fidok which forced them to leave. Mount Weaby erupts. This is the same as normal. Amorka Castle attacked. Amorka Castle has been attacked by remnants of the Galgastani army. The resistance suffered few losses, but they were caught off guard by the late night assault and the castle fell. Elite Galgastani forces were made up of Balbatos loyalists, and most have continued to fight. The Courtenay has been annexed. It will be some time before the resistance wins the hearts of its people. Record 50,000 Goth bounty on Vice Bozek. Once a top member of the resistance, he now has a 50,000 Goth bounty on his head. This is the largest in recorded history. Vice is accused of plotting to kill Duke Ronway and has not been seen for over a month. He was the childhood friend of Denim Prevel, the hero of Goliath. Well then. Well, Vice's portrait changed in this timeline. Falsely accused by the resistance of plotting to kill the Duke. Yeah. Spellbinder Ramidos Mendoza. Wallister, who once served the Wallister Resistance, she was a spiritualist from the village of Vannon near the border of Almorica, contacting the dead to pass on messages to their kin, regardless of whether her talents were genuine. Ramidos brought peace to many grieving loved ones. Her husband died at an early age, and the compassion she learned as a mother raising a young boy on her own was no doubt helped her fill her part well. She lived in Vannon with her son's family, but all her kin were slain when the village was sacked in the early days of the war. She then joined the Wallister Resistance as a spellbinder, specializing in offensive magic. He was killed in battle when Denim arrived at Almorica Castle to free Kashua, who had been kidnapped by Zapan, the mercenary. All this backstory for this woman we barely even got to see. It's a Hector who we just killed. publicly executed at Morka Castle alongside several of his companions. He did not beg for mercy, accepting his death with stoic duty of a true knight whose tale would be long told after his death. Hector Didaro. Oh, Hector is, that's the guy that we fought in the law route up here, right? Who, like, willingly let us kill him so we could take the castle so that we could beat Balbatos. Interesting. Alright. Where are we going here? Back to Courtenay, maybe? The Wildwood's open. Oh, here we go. Is that Warren?
Canopus. And Denham too. I'm glad to see you both well.
And you, Sir Mirden.
How is he?
The Starseer remains lost in the mists of sleep, but he draws breath and is whole of body.
That is well then. And Lancelot and Gilded, have they not returned?
I've seen neither since the night of the Bakram attack.
It was Sir Gilded who saved me from the Dark Knight's swords that night. Would that I had been warrior enough to return the favor.
I'm sure both will return unharmed. And besides, there was little you could do. I hear you search for Weiss. You know where he makes his den?
No, but there is a price on his head. Not many places where a wanted man can hide.
Indeed.
He would have to go to ground, or well under it, to hide from both the Resistance and what remains of the Galgastoni.
Aye. As we were leaving Rhyme, I received report that a company led by an unnamed Dark Knight had taken to the high road. A commander he was, called to Heim to help defend the town from partisans.
Of course, these partisans must be the Liberation Front. They intend to strike the fortress at Bode, I'm sure of it. If Weiss should be there...
They'll have his head in a sack by morn.
We ought make for Heim at once, Denham. How will you ride, Mirden?
With your party, of course. Denham, I know you serve his grace, but I also know you would not leave Weiss to die an ignoble death. Good. Let us ride.
White Knight marks. Alright. So I found out that I'm like apparently super lucky to have found this lich that I've been enjoying so much. Randwolf here. We recruited this guy in the pirate graveyard. But apparently if you want to actually make a lich and not get lucky and find one and recruit him like I did, to make a lich you have to go down to the 41st floor of the Palace of the Dead and use a special item on a character to turn them into a lich. So yeah, we sort of cheated that a little bit by finding one in the graveyard though. There you go. Lich is awesome. Anyways. Alright, so Bode Fortress. Onward and upwards. Okay. Back up to having 10 people. You can get Thunder Flare too. Whatever. Alright. There's having an enemy leader. We can go back to using this party. Maybe let Otto back in the party? I don't know. Actually, no, wait. In this fight, we want to bring certain people in, don't we? So we're going to have to save Syria here so we can recruit her later. And there's some people we can deploy to get dialogue. Christina here's a Valkyrie. Which means she's good. What's the max level right now? Going back does not push your level back. What it actually does is when you're doing a level that you haven't done before, when it's a battle you haven't fought before, you get level scaled. So like if you look at them, it says they're level 19, but they're not really. If you look, like it says I'm level 19, but what they actually are is they're being scaled down. You can see the icon on my equipment too. Like my equipment that I shouldn't be able to have yet, like Brynhildr, is also being scaled down. You see like the vitality and the attack have been changed. They're being scaled down to be appropriate for this fight. My level is also, they're being scaled down to 19 in this particular fight. You can see here on the left, battle level 19 level sync is on. After you've beaten the fight before, if you fight a fight you've already done before, you can turn level sync off if you want to. Like they're actually not level 19. They're still like level 43 or whatever. Bring some of our new guys. Dialogue. You turn off level sync, do the enemies stay low or do they level scale up to slap your booty? The enemies stay low. So I mean, some fights the enemies will level with you. Like I think, like if you do for Emperor Wildwood, I think they level with you. But story fights, they're at a set level.
Gave us quite a chase, Abuna, but now it's back to Heim for you.
Godless woman, you killed them
Oh,
all.
Ozma's here. Oh no.
Our work is done, Oz. We with
Ozma's on my side.
Hold, sister. I've another prize. The leader of the rabble. Bring her forward.
Ozma and Ravnus are the best part of Laurel.
Slew every Bakram soldier that marched with us from Rhyme, this one did. A real firebrand. But she doesn't hold a candle to you, dear sister.
Ravnus is dead in this timeline, but we still have her. Alright, so here's Saria.
Kill me and have done with it.
We couldn't recruit Saria in the Law timeline, but we can do it. We can get her here.
Forgive me, Abuna. This is not how I meant to meet again.
You've no cause to seek forgiveness. It is I who have troubled you.
If you see my father, tell him his daughter met an honorable death.
Is this
We've got to
touching
save her here,
melodrama
though.
played out? Take him away.
Think not on the grave, Saria. Live, and know they dare not kill me.
What do you plan to do with her, Oz?
She'll make a fine gift for the High Champion, I should think.
In the neutral route, we're not going to be able to
I
recruit
recall
Saria
no
until
order
chapter
to take her
4.
alive.
In Chaos, you can get her in chapter
Besides,
3.
look at
Law,
her.
you can't get her at all.
She'd sooner choke in her own tongue than go a willing captive.
Her eyes give the truth to your words. What am
She's
I
a
to
Valkyrie
do,
right
sister?
now, but she can become a shaman later.
You rely on me too much, little brother. Decide for yourself.
She's one of the sisters.
Vile. So be it.
Of
But where to begin?
her name.
Darkest lords of We Review, grab fast these legs and drag them down.
There's the 4 sisters of that mage dude or whatever. We got 2 of them right now. There's Saria, Sherry,
You've a wicked
Sistina,
streak, Oz.
and Olivia.
Enjoy your
Actually, we have 3 of them.
games,
We have
but don't
Olivia,
tarry
Sistina,
too
and
long.
Sherry already, don't we? We have Sistina, right? Did I just put her in the party? This is the only one we have left.
Can. Name your conspirators and the location of their fastness, and I'll spare your meager life.
Damn! We're too late. Saria, we're coming!
I've drunk my fill of these Wallister dregs. A Dark Knight's work is never done.
We're gonna fight Oz here, huh? Oh, we have to beat Oz. All right. I doubt. You think we kill him here, or does he just run? Maybe he just runs. So we've got to take Oz down and not let them kill Saria. And she's been leaden, so she's gonna have trouble running, huh? She should be a Valkyrie, right? Yeah, she's a Valkyrie right now. With no weapon. Oof. And no spells. She can't really fight. And she's leaden, so she can't really run that well either. Alright. Ozma's brother Oz is a Knight Commander just like Ozma, with Glamrock. And his unique finishing move. Okay. Well, let's send his sister after him. What better? Alright, got Sistina, so we got the sister here. We didn't really equip these guys or anything, so... You know, that's me wanting them in here for dialogue, but not really putting in the time to make them good. Let's see if that bites me in the butt. I think my guys are powerful enough, it shouldn't matter. Templar is just like a skin, I swear. I mean, they're not. They're like special versions of each of the classes, I guess. Only hit one of them here. I can't really hit him. Good sleep, 38%. Jeez, these guys are hard to affect with a sass. All right. And it hits 3 of them. Really just want to get to Oz, honestly. I think we save our MP and just work on pelting down Oz. At least she's doing the right thing and running towards us. Gotta hate it on some of these maps where like you're trying to save someone and they don't do anything to help themselves, you know what I mean? Grab that and run for this, but I don't know if that's the best course of action. We come here and hit this guy. You don't have much you can do. But keep moving that way anyways. Yeah, they're going for. Get the Ravenous. Don't need to heal her yet. That'll hit him. Along with 4 of his men. Perfect. Keep her healed. Okay. I forgot about Arcel's loyalty. Oops. We should check on that, yeah? If I get up here, can I start shooting at him? Not quite. And even if I could, it's 1 damage. I think instead grab that. Nice. Okay. They're really going for Sherry. Everyone always wants to kill Sherry. Look at you not being useless. Grab that. And start sending her up the side. Hit him. You can't heal her sister though. Let me spread them out a little bit. That's probably fine. Keep Suri alive. Okay. Can't get up there, huh? Kill her. Good. Glad he attacked Ravenous. Oz has moved down onto the field. Oh, you guys clumping up so nicely for me. Oh, I took my MP buff. Alright. There's a way I can hit that. Keep doing damage to Oz. Let's go ahead and breach him. Yeah, it's only a loss. Great. Alright, Leaden faded and she got back to the party. Perfect. I'm helping. Now Brimstone Hill just annihilate those guys. Might as well. And good luck with that. Ozma's even more badass than her brother.
Saria, my dear
Yay,
sister.
dialogue.
A sister? I'll be sure you're close at hand to watch your sibling draw her last breath.
Why have you come back, Sistina? Leave this place while you can. You walked away from the Liberation Front. This is not your battle. I've come to save you, you ungrateful fool! I cannot bear to lose my sister, and the Front cannot bear to lose its leader.
Senseless blather. The Liberation Front is dead. We hacked its body to bits with our swords. Only the head, such as it is, remains.
Front or no, while we draw breath, our deeds can yet change Valeria.
Didn't get charmed. Huh. All right, let's put some paint onto Oz here. healer from down here. Unfortunate. Look at him running away. The mages are a little low on MP at the moment. Oh, good. Oh, I haven't still. Damn. Thought I was gonna kill him. He's so close to being dead. Oh no, Canopus! You son of a bitch. That guy got in the way of me getting to Oz too. Oh, can I hit him from here? I have a whip. Take that, brother.
It's a dark day sees the likes of you get the better of me.
All right.
My friends may be lost, but my battle is not over. Denim, your father, Abuna Pranset. He lives. We held him safe in our care until a short while ago.
What? How? Where is he?
The Dark Knights left with him just before you arrived.
Why would they bestir themselves over one man?
The Dark Knights care nothing for who rules the Isles. Denim, it is your father, Pranset Pavel, whom they seek.
What could they possibly want with him?
I know little more than you, but I can offer one piece of the puzzle. They seek someone, or something, called Mana Flora. Whatever it may be, they are bent on finding it. And there is but one man who knows where it is.
My father.
Your father holds the key to this war.
What? So Goliath was all just to capture my father?
You had best leave. There's no knowing when they might return.
And what will you do, sister?
I mean to help Abuna Pranset.
Alone? Foolishness! What can you hope to accomplish? She'll not listen to me. Perhaps you could dissuade her from this madness.
Madness is a bit... well, yes. What if you were to come with us?
I'm sorry, but I will not serve under a duke who sanctions the slaughter of innocents. Besides, I have my own duties as head of the Liberation Front. I owe it to our fallen to carry on.
Oh, sister.
Look after Sistina for me.
Father lives. I must tell Koshua.
Alright, Dark Knight Slayer. Very cool. Comedian's return and the front's last days. All right. Well, guys, that's going to be it for tonight. Thanks for watching. Tomorrow we will continue on in the next fight. We're going to be recruiting like 4 people or something like that. Well, not the next fight, but coming up soon. We've got like 5 more unique characters to recruit in Chapter 3 that weren't available in the Law Route. And I mean, we got to see where this story's going. But for tonight, that's it. If you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe because it helps the channel out a ton. Watching on Twitch, thanks for watching. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Night.